Hey guys, how's it going? This is the Stupendous Wave, and in this video we'll be talking about Rexy and Blue in Jurassic World 2 and the context of that. Now, I have done individual discussions on both of these dinosaurs, really characters now, so if you're interested in that, you can find those on my channel. But since everyone has been requesting for me to talk about them again or more, I figured I'd do another video on it and talk about what it may mean for them together and what their relationship might be. Just kind of talking about that and what it might develop into. Might not, but nonetheless, I think it will still be interesting to listen to. So, at the end of Jurassic World, after they teamed up essentially and defeated the Indominus Rex, with of course the killing blow delivered by the Mosasaurus, Rexy looked down at Blue and Blue looked up at Rexy, and they decided not to basically attack each other, and they just kind of went their separate ways. Blue went off to be alone, and Rexy went off to the helipad where she roared. And Blue, another theory is that she might have gone off to find, I believe, Delta or Echo. It's either one of those two. I haven't had firm confirmation on which one it is. I know everyone's going to comment which one they think it is, but there's no firm confirmation on what it is. Now that the Blu-ray is out, I'm hoping that I can find some really good screenshots of it and determine which of those two actually gets thrown into the fire and which of those two gets thrown off to the left hand side of the screen and which one survives. But anyway, that's a video for another time. So after this, Blue supposedly goes off. She might be on her own. There might be another raptor that survived that she's with, and then Rexy goes off on her own, because as far as we know, and the probability is that she's the only T-Rex on Isla Nublar at this point in time. So as far as their relationship goes, it's just kind of like, I'm not going to eat you, don't attack me. And I think that's basically what we saw in the end of Jurassic World. They don't go off together, which I think might have been a little cheesy. They just go their separate ways. I mean, they're both tired. They've both been through a big battle with the Indominus Rex, and both of them have gotten hurt fairly badly. Nothing life-threatening, but Rexy's got a whole lot of new scratches on her, and Blue got thrown up against that building and had been thrown around quite a bit. So they're both pretty injured, and they just didn't feel like attacking each other. Now, in nature, there are some situations where you see dogs with tigers and different situations like that, like tiger cubs, and the dogs are adopted into the little group. And I don't think that that's exactly what happened here now, because a lot of those situations in nature, they occur more when the animals are younger in most situations. And Blue and Rexy, Blue is definitely a lot younger than Rexy, but Rexy's definitely past fully grown, and Blue, I assume, is around fully grown. So I don't think that they'll start a relationship like that. Could they team up? As far as where they hang out all the time. But will they be attacking each other on the island? I don't think so, because velociraptors, they're extremely intelligent, and I think it would be quite foolish for Blue just to go and attack Rexy. But Rexy, I think, will kind of leave Blue alone at the same time as well, because they did kind of have that connection that was formed. They did fight against the Indominus Rex, so that's very, very interesting. As far as them returning for a sequel, if one of them returns, I think the other one will return as well. I think that now, since these characters have become so popular, they're really two of the most popular named dinosaurs in the Jurassic Park franchise. I mean, Indominus Rex, she doesn't really have a name. That's just kind of what they called her. But Blue the Velociraptor and Rexy the T-Rex, they're kind of names. I know Rexy is more of a fan name, but she's still kind of been named, and it's a popular consensus in the community that that is her name. So I think that if one of them returns, the other one will. I actually think that we have two more movies coming up, and this Jurassic World trilogy, looks like it will actually be more connected than the Jurassic Park trilogy was. It looks like they have a whole overarching story that they have planned out, instead of, as far as Jurassic World is concerned, they never really mentioned The Lost World or Jurassic Park 3. It's just kind of made as a sequel to Jurassic Park. That's not to say that those other two movies aren't canon, because I definitely consider them canon in their respective movies. But as far as a sequel, it's definitely more of a sequel to Jurassic Park than any other movie. But like I said, now that this is a brand new trilogy, I assume it will be more connected. So I think the likelihood of these animals coming back is very interesting, and actually it could happen considering we have two movies. They might not show up in Jurassic World 2, but in the third Jurassic World movie, I think that it's pretty likely that we will be seeing one, if not both. I definitely think that seeing Blue will be more likely than seeing Rexy, but I think that if we see one, we'll see the other, because if people go to the island and they want to take the dinosaurs off of it, they're going to want to go after what, to the popular consensus, is that there's one Velociraptor left, and we know that there's only one T-Rex on Isla Nublar, so I think that it would be likely that they would go get those two dinosaurs and bring them together, because like I said, I think that Isla Nublar at this point in time far less dangerous than Isla Sorna. People still don't know what's on Isla Sorna exactly. I mean, if the Spinosaurus wasn't on the InGen list like in Jurassic Park 3, we still have no idea what else is, and with the different tribes of raptors, it's very dangerous. Isla Sorna is not an island that anyone will survive long on, but I think Isla Nublar is a little bit different. Yeah, there's dinosaurs, and yeah, there's predators. Like, I believe the Dilophosaurus is on the island because it's mentioned by Jimmy Fallon in the Gyrosphere, but I think that the only real two things that we know about would be Blue the Velociraptor, and as far as we know, as far as is confirmed, let's put it that way, she's the only Velociraptor left. And then, again, as far as we know, and the most likely scenario, Rexy is the only T-Rex left. And then, of course, you have to worry about the Metriacanthosaurus, Suchomimus, Baryonyx, but those are all in the Cretaceous cruise area. And really, the sad truth of everything is that those dinosaurs, even though they have invisible fences there, they'll probably, since they have invisible fences there actually, they'll probably end up dying because no one will be there to feed them. And I know that's really sad to think, but it still lowers the danger level of Isla Nublar. And since there would only be two really big dangerous predators on there, besides of course taking out the Triceratops and the Ankylosaurs, which are very aggressive and dangerous, but nowhere near as aggressive as the carnivores as Rexy and Blue, which are the only two freed carnivores on the island at this point to our knowledge, besides the Dilophosaurus, which again is mentioned in the Gyrosphere. So Isla Nublar, not to say that it's not dangerous at all, but compared to Isla Sorna, it's way less dangerous. And I think that if anyone who was smart, any intelligent person that wanted to reacquire these dinosaurs, such as Henry Wu possibly wanting to reacquire these dinosaurs, being Blue and Rexy most likely, would probably want to go to Isla Nublar if he wanted to get a Velociraptor and a T-Rex rather than Isla Sorna, because Isla Sorna is just so unpredictable at this point in time. So yeah, again, we don't know the prospects of the cleanup of this movie either. We don't know whether these dinosaurs will be taken off of the island and brought somewhere else in the cleanup process. I assume there will be some cleanup process, since we saw that they were fully capable of going on that island with Dilophosaurus free and Rexy free, and like smaller velociraptors, or what we assume to be velociraptors, running around the island with the eggs in the first movie, and they were still able to go in and clean up Jurassic Park and reacquire it and then build Jurassic World. So if they were able to do it then, I think that they would be able to do it again, and then they would just reacquire the dinosaurs again. This time I don't think that they would set it up for an amusement park. Obviously, they'd put it into what I assume to be more sinister purposes, but I do think that acquiring Blue and Rexy will be a priority for InGen, because in all the chaos with all the visitors and the Indominus Rex running free, their main focus was just getting out of there alive and going to regroup as far as Henry Wu and the InGen soldiers went. But now that things have kind of settled down, the Indominus Rex is dead, and I'm sure they know about that, and that all the other dinosaurs are still in captivity and might die off of starvation. I think that would kind of make the InGen soldiers and Henry Wu want to go back to the island and acquire these assets that they have made and spent millions of dollars on. I think that's kind of where it's headed. And Owen is definitely not going to like this. Claire is not going to like this. And if the kids, if they're still involved in the sequel, we don't know at this point whether they'll like it or not. But I just think it's very interesting. And like I said, the way that Henry Wu and the InGen soldiers view these dinosaurs is it's money and progress. They don't view them as animals. So I think that since they have invested a large amount of time, money, and energy into this, they're going to want to go and reacquire these animals. And the two that they will want the most are Rexy and Blue, since as far as we know, they're the only confirmed Velociraptor and T-Rex on Isla Nublar, and that's the island they're far more familiar with. So yeah, I know this turned into a little bit of a longer video. I just wanted to share my thoughts on them and them returning and kind of what that would mean, and just basically my overall thoughts on it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave in the comments what you guys think about Rexy and Blue returning. I'm very curious to know, do you think that the InGen soldiers and Henry Wu will want to reacquire these assets after the events of Jurassic World, after things have settled down, or do you think that they'll just let them live there in peace, basically? So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and have a great day.